Welcome back to Man Down Sports, man. We got two of us today, man. Zoe is on his way in. He having some internet issues, man. But you got me and Jay right now, man. And it's a whole bunch of. It's a lot of stuff we got to cover today, man. A lot of stuff, man. And I don't even want to get to the NFL first. We'll do that after we get all the other stuff out the way, because I think we can do that a little quicker. But a lot of NBA action, a lot of NBA news, even some NHL news, some Dana White news, man. We're gonna cover all that, and then we'll get to the football and all that stuff, man. Hopefully Zoe will be in by the end. But man, what's popping, man?
Man, I can't call it, man. Watching the Warriors lay an egg for no reason.
I was just watching before we went on, and they were winning, and I thought the game was like pretty much done, man, over. And now you telling me it's in overtime, and the Warriors down by like 8. They were up 8 when I came in here.
They cut it to 3. It's over though. They lost.
They lost by 3.
Yeah, 21-18.
Interesting. What you think about that season though?
First of all, I don't know why Jordan Poole shot the half-court heave.
And that's what they do in Golden State. I mean, they told
you got a guy
he was a smash
that can hit. You got a guy who can hit half-court shots with ease. He takes those shots. He takes that shot. I don't care if he's triple team. For me,
that's tough. That's tough.
It's not
because Steph had a reputation of not being able to hit those shots at one point, like clutch shots. In the playoffs, that was the story. A lot of people say, "Hey, man, I just ain't seen him do it in a big game in the playoffs. Hit them big shots, man. He do it in the regular season, but not the playoffs."
I die with my best shooter shooting the ball, even if it's not the best shot.
Sure. Who's your second best shooter on Golden State though?
Clay.
Is it still?
Yeah, still.
Is it not Poole?
Nah, Clay had 24 tonight.
I'm pretty sure Poole had 24 too. I'm pretty sure Wiggins had 24. But who's your second best shooter? Is the second best shooter still Clay or is it Poole?
Nah, it's Clay. Easily Clay.
Easy.
Yeah. Poole may have moved into their second best scorer.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so how do you judge it? Are we going by percentage? Pull up Clay percent. I'll pull up Poole.
You can't go by percentage because especially this shit. But all right, we'll go with it though.
Yeah, I'm just curious, because I don't know, and I know Clay is probably a little bit low because he struggled earlier this year. He just not finding his shot. But right now, through 44 games. It looked like field goal percentage is 43%, but I don't care about that. Poole's 3-point percentage is very low. It's even lower than it was last year. It's only 32%.
Hold on. The stats I was looking at didn't show 3-point percentage. So now,
go to Basketball Reference. Yeah, 32% for Poole. That's low. That's real low. That's the lowest since his rookie season.
Yeah, 32.
Yeah, 32. 31.8. That's pretty bad, man.
3-point regular season. Right now, Clay shooting 39.4.
Sheesh.
Field goal 42%. Free throw 88.9. Yeah, I'm still saying Clay the second best shooter.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. Golly, but for the most part, Poole takes those. He takes those Steph type 3-point shots where he's.
I was about to say, shooting bad shots will lower your field goal percentage.
Right,
anyway.
right, and people like Steph can get away with it. People like Kobe got away with it too.
Yeah.
They can take those bad shots, man, because for the most part, if they don't take bad shots, they probably won't get shots that often. Like if they want to shoot the ball 20 times a game, if you Kobe or Steph or something like that, if they only took the good ones, they won't be able to get up to 20 shots a game. They're probably shooting 10 to 12 shots. Because
you want them to only shoot the good ones?
Nah. I mean, because like I said, then they won't barely get shots because they're always going to have the best defender on them. And on top of having the best defender, they're going to have help defense as well, if not doubles. So if the game plan is to double and get the ball out of his hand, then we go play right into their hands if they keep getting the ball out of his hand. Sometimes I want you to just say, hey, look, man, I don't care about the double team. I'm taking this shot and I'm making it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. You really can't get mad at it when certain people do it. There's a few guys in the league that even if they're double or triple team, shoot it though.
Who are the guys other than Steph?
Brian, KD.
You want go Tatum? You want go Dame on this?
Dame.
I go Dame. What about
Tatum? Tatum maybe, but if they're double teaming you and your Tatum, you got another option. You know what I'm saying? There's enough people on Boston where you shouldn't be double teaming.
Right.
Maybe in situations, Harden.
It used to be hard.
It used to be hard, but I'm just saying, like, maybe in certain situations you might, like, he shows flashes of that. Buddy with the Thunder.
Shea?
Yeah, I think he can get off with 2 on him.
Shea really surprised me, man, because he's turning into a player that I didn't see him being. I thought he was going to be a taller version of Rondo with a slightly better jump shot. That's what I thought he was going to be. I didn't see him polishing his game as well.
I think that he made it his business to become a scorer.
He had to put in some work because I didn't see that.
And I think that's the difference. I think some of these guys, because I was thinking the other day, I was like, some guys were really, really good in college. Like, what happened to the progression?
Yeah.
And I think, it could be a case that, shoot, Levine had a nice little 30 piece. It could be a case that they peaked there. And some people are late developers that get to the league, and once you get that league system in you, that could take your game to the next level that you didn't even know you had. Some guys, like, I think we've seen the best version of RJ Barrett we'll ever see.
I tried to tell y'all, man. Y'all don't ever want to listen to the boy, man. I tried to tell y'all what it was, man.
But it's a lot of people like that, though. It's a lot of people. And most of them come out of Duke and Kentucky and Carolina. Like, they peaked in high school. And then they dominated the college game. And then they get to the league and ain't no more juice in that orange.
Yeah. Sometimes you can predict it. Sometimes you can't, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't.
But some guys, I often think of Hibachi. Some guys just come to the league and just go next level.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think Gilbert Arenas thought he would be Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, he put in some work too. He put in a lot of work.
And I think that's the okay, some guys like LeBron is just God-gifted talent.
Right.
Once you add work to it, you'll get what you get. Kevin Durant, God-gifted talent. Like, I think people watching their AAU games knew that they would be something special. Right. And then some guys, I mean, the work that you put in dictates the results. And those are the ones that you never really can tell, like, they gonna be next level. I think Dame got a lot better than what I thought his ceiling would be.
Yeah. I mean, but they did draft him in number 6 in the lottery, man. So somebody saw something. You know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes we miss it just because they went to a smaller school. But evidently somebody thought Dame was gonna be legit. I ain't know nothing about him coming out of Weber State though.
Nah, he kept him in, like, it was his team. But it's easy to be a big fish in a small pond. But to go be a shark in a daggone kiddie pool, like, you know, so that pond real small.
He definitely a stone cold killer, man.
Or be a cold killer. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Stone cold killer. Shaq found that out the hard way.
Yeah. I was about to say, and he hit you with them bars. Like, that man.
Yeah.
That man talented. So I think, man, but again, like I tell everybody, man, it's really hard. Like, if you're a kid and you want to learn how to play the game of basketball, you should really watch NCAA basketball.
You think so?
Yeah, I think the NBA product is for entertaining and to sell ads, and they're not really doing a whole lot. Like,
yeah, the NBA is they messing up, man. But I think at some point
it's not even a palatable product. Like, I think the next marketing, like the next deal with television, TV's not going to pay as much money as they're paying for the league now.
I disagree because what the NBA is seeing is that those people that are addicted to basketball are still going to watch the NBA. But what they're getting with how they are putting the product out and you know, and all the entertainment and all the extra stuff that surrounds the league, all the drama, all the Stephen A. Smith talk, all the wokeness, all that stuff that's added into it is actually bringing in more fans that are not diehard basketball addicted type junkies. It's just people that's entertainment junkie. So you get what I'm saying? So they don't have to appease the basketball junkie that much. Just the fact that the game is on TV, that the basketball junkie is going to watch. This extra crowd they're bringing in is still giving them the ratings they need. So the TV deals will be there.
Man, you see them comic book games that they had last year. Like, I think they do it every year now too. Where, like, they hit a shot and be like, pow, on the screen. Like,
I can't watch one more than 2 minutes. I can't watch one more than 2 minutes.
Like they would never do that in Jordan's league, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's they're trying to. They should really take a few pages from the NFL. People buy tickets to see big name stars, period, in basketball. So, you know, you kind of don't want them to play defense and block shots. You want to see a team hit 31 3-pointers, like. But for basketball enthusiasts, you want to see good basketball on both ends of the court.
And you want to see basketball played fully, 100%. Like, you know, it's so many things to basketball. Of course, offense and defense is the main thing, right? You want to see that. You want to see players running off screens for catch and shoots. You want to see players in the post putting in that post work. You want to see some screen and roll. You want to see a little bit of ISO. You want to see some mid-range. You want to see the deep three. You want to see all of that stuff. And really all they're giving us is threes and layups. They took the post game out, took the mid-range out, took the Reggie Millers and Rip Hamiltons running off the screens. They took that out. All that is gone.
And that's why I said college basketball is a better product if you're a kid, if you got a kid and you want him to learn how to play basketball. Keep him off of watching Steph Curry, bro.
Yeah. Even high school, you can't even watch that no more. College might be where it's at, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If there was another league to come up to compete with the NBA, I bet you it'd be better basketball played there.
Well, college is, high school is a whole bunch of kids who's mimicking the NBA.
Right.
And then the AAU circuit is NBA light. It's the G League. So college is all that you have left.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
I'm not a big fan of the NCAA in any sport, because they're making billions and billions of dollars and holding on to it.
Yeah. Well, look, let me remix it real quick. Let me switch sports. Let me go to NHL and hit you with this story that's been kind of floating around, but not really covered too hard. But pretty much what it was, NHL player boycotted or refused to come out for the warm-ups because they was doing a gay pride oriented type of presentation or tribute, right? That that they was supposed to be doing, and this guy was a Christian, a Russian Orthodox Christian, and decided, I can't promote that, and he didn't come out, right? So I'm gonna play for you what they had to ask him. The interviews was asking him post game and all that stuff, but I want you to see how he handled it, and then I want you to comment on it.
And George says he respects the decision you made. It's for religious purposes. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I respect everybody, and I respect everybody's choices. My choice is to stay true to myself and my religion. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I said, that's all I'm gonna comment on that. If you have any hockey questions, I would answer those. So,
What is your religion?
Russian Orthodox.
So with the game tonight, Ivan, obviously Kevin Hayes got a hat trick, and Rasmus's first goal of the season. Can you walk us through the emotion that the team was feeling in that?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, anytime somebody gets a hat trick in the game, that's obviously a great feeling for them and for the team. And on Risto, it's been a long time coming, but great job on the PK, blocking the shot, getting the puck and going up the ice, and then nice pass by Lotz, and a great finish by Risto.
Ivan, did you have any concern that not participating in warm-ups?
Did you not hear what I just said? Can you respect that?
I'm in there for the way that yes.
It's a lot in there, right? First of all, they asking him the questions the same type of way they was kind of giving Kyrie Irving the third degree about that tweet. They're trying to corner him. They're trying to ask him, and he pretty much was like, "Look, man, I respect everybody, but for me personally, my religion, I'm just not doing that, right?" And then they asked him, "What is your religion?" He said, "Russian Orthodox," right? Now that's important because you and I both know from being in the military. Whenever you say you're not going to do X, Y, and Z for your religious beliefs or religious purposes, first thing they want to know is what's your religion, because what they're going to do is find some authority figure in that same religion that's going to come down and tell you, oh no, it's fine, or like say for instance you say, I don't want to get those vaccinations for religious purposes, right, in the military. They'll go right to the chaplain that's of your faith, and he'll come down and be like, I got it, and there's nothing wrong with getting it, and now your whole thing is done because you have an authority figure that's saying it's okay, right? So now they got that data. I want to see what they do with it. If they come down with some Russian Orthodox Christian that just happened to be part of the LGBT community as well, that's going to be like, well, not so fast, right? And then all the other stuff that was in there. I want to get your thoughts on it too, man. What's up, Zoe?
What's happening? A little technical difficulties, but I'm in the building.
Oh yeah. I wish you could, man, dog. So I just played the clip or the post game of the Russian player, and
man, I'm mad I missed that.
Yeah. I you know what? Just for you, Zoe, I'll play.
Run it back.
I'll run it back. Let me get it off latch though. But nah,
How important
but
was
yeah, I
it
was
against
just telling Jay what I thought about it.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously,
it's playing in the background.
you never want to lose like we did
I think it's
last
interesting
night, but
because if
it's just one loss in the standings, and we wanted to bounce back quickly, and kind of from coming back from Christmas, we didn't really want to be. We want to be the team that never loses twice in a row. So, and I think we've done a great job so far coming back from the break, and we didn't want to kind of lose our game after losing yesterday, and I think we did a great job sticking with our game plan and playing the way we have been.
Check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but the dude was louder than you, the Russian.
Oh, he was talking?
Yeah, facts.
Oh, shoot. I thought I was playing in the background. Okay, my bad. Hell, here we go.
Tort says he respects the decision you made. It's for religious purposes. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I respect everybody. I respect everybody's choices. My choice is to stay true to myself and my religion. That's all I'm going to say.
How do your religious beliefs?
Like I said, that's all I'm going to comment on that. If you have any hockey questions, I would answer those. So,
What is your religion?
Russian Orthodox.
So with the game tonight, Ivan, obviously Kevin Hayes got a hat trick, and Rasmus's first goal of the season. Can you walk us through the emotion that the team was feeling in that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, anytime somebody gets a hat trick in the game, that's obviously a great feeling for them and for the team. And on Risto, it's been a long time coming, but great job on the PK, blocking the shot, getting the puck and going up the ice, and then nice pass by Lotz, and a great finish by Risto.
Ivan, did you have any concern that not participating in warm-ups?
Did you not hear what I just said? Can you respect that?
I'm in there for the way.
All right. Go first, though. Give me your thoughts.
Did you not hear what he just said? I mean,
right.
Nah, I mean, we live in a generation where anything that is against the masses is always going to be frowned upon. There is no sense of opinion anymore. Like I say Melvin and Jay, they like oranges. I prefer apples. Now I'm anti-oranges automatically. Like anybody who is who has oranges, I'm a orange bigot at this point. And I think that's stupid. If this guy chose to stand by something that he believed in, I'm always on the side of that rather than not. So I mean, I knew more questions was going to come. I hadn't heard the post game until just now, but I knew somebody was going to disregard what he said. Like, hey, you can do what you want, but I'm a respecter of my religion, and so I chose to do what I needed to do.
Facts. Me personally, my thoughts are a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? First of all, anybody with 2 V's, 2 X's, 2 Z's in their last name, leave them alone. Like, just leave them alone. My man's name look like it's scrambled up, like it ain't even ready. But let's say your kid goes to a school, right? And they're gonna do Native American Heritage Night or Mexican American Heritage Night or Pacific Islander Heritage Night, whatever. But your kid don't want to go. The reason could be A, they tried to jump me, they tried to bully me, or B, I don't like to go to school in extra hours. I've been in school all day. I'm not coming back. Like whatever their own reason is sufficient to them. Like I'm never one that try to make people do things that I want to do. So if I try to make a young lady be intimate when she don't want to, that's a crime.
Right.
So you're going to try to force someone to do something they don't want to do. I don't care what it is. If that person has express that, hey, I'm gonna chill right here in the locker room for the warm up. I'm a professional, so I really don't need to warm up. But I'll see you when the game starts.
Now, let me ask you this: is there a double standard? Because I thought that's what Kyrie was doing.
Is there a double standard?
Going all the way back to when he said, "I'm not going to get the vaccination for religious purposes," and he requested religious exemption. And then fast forward to this year, where he tweeted something out about a documentary that is in direct correlation with his religion and who his religion tell him he is. Why is it wrong? Yeah, why is it that he had to be forced to do something, but it don't seem like this Russian guy in the chat, like everybody supported him. Whether they supported him 100% or they just said, look, man, hey, he has his right to that opinion.
Do you really want me to answer that?
Sure.
Kyrie's black.
Yeah.
It can't just be that because Jonathan Isaac didn't get all the press that Kyrie got over the vaccination.
No, Kyrie's black. One. Number two, there is a unending bookkeeping on people of color who have been deemed to be against the grain. So if I'm a black person of color, if I'm a black person, I am a person of color. But if you're a person of color and you're in the limelight and they say, hey, we're all going left, and you go right, they're like, okay, he went right. We're going to make a little bit of noise about it, but not too much. And then the next thing, you go right again. Like once is an occurrence and twice is a trend. They said, hey, we can get this guy to march to the beat of our drum. So then he's going to get crucified in the media. Everything else he does. It's not just him. It's Kanye. It's the list. It's endless. It's Michael Jackson. It's Mike Tyson. The list is endless. Anybody who does anything against the grain more than once, and you are already your first strike is you was born black in America. Strike two was you did something against the grain. You're out and you did something against the grain again. Period. That's America. And is it right? Absolutely not. And Doncic or whoever my buddy's name is, his first name is Ivan. And you know what Ivan means? I've been white longer than you've been black. So I mean, he from their motherland, bro.
His boy. Hey, he got snarky with him too. He was like, "Hey, man, you respect that, man." Like
the way he asked him, did you not? Like he was like, "Did you not hear what I said?" Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Can you respect that?
Yeah. I'm just answering a hockey question. I already told y'all. Hey, religious preferences. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I'm Russian Orthodox Christian.
Again, but you don't even have to go that far back. Like, take European-centric coaches, right? And in the press conferences, they can blow up and do whatever, right? Allen Iverson said practice 152 times. And Marshawn Lynch said, "You know why I'm here, or I'm just here so I won't get fined." And I forgot what Rasheed Wallace kept saying.
Both teams played hard, my man.
Both teams played hard, my man. They didn't, and none of them went off, and they all got ostracized more than these coaches that are breaking stuff, flipping things out. So like I said, you can see the double standard daily if you look for it.
So how you see it?
That's exactly how I see it. I knew this is not going to be on every headline of ESPN for the next week and a half.
You didn't even know about it, right?
I didn't even know that. That's the thing. I didn't even know about it until we was talking in the group chat, and I'm like, why is this not?
Hockey's still a sport.
Yeah.
Evidently.
I mean,
But
I guess
they plan on a sheet of white. And now I tell you what, if they want to make a pride thing or whatever, dye the whole ice the rainbow and play a game like that.
why not?
I mean, you can do it. It might be hard to see the puck in the purple.
Yeah, but as long as you're going against the grain, then they're gonna make, just like Jay said, they're gonna make it. They may not do it instantaneously, but eventually they're gonna put you on blast, especially if you black. Now, if you're going with the vast majority, and I think you brought up Jonathan Isaac, who didn't kneel with his teammates, they were okay with that.
It was okay with that. Yeah, they applauded that.
Applauded it. Thank you for not doing what other black people are doing because you're on our side, or so it seems. They applauded that. And but anything to go that a black man does to say, I don't have to conform to what the masses believe, he's going to be looked at like rebellious. He's going against everybody. He doesn't listen. It's just it's just a prime example of trying to buck break once again. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're going to we tell you to do, however means necessary, and if not, then we're going to try to make you suffer for it.
Yeah, it seemed like y'all said, man, I repeated going against the grain, marching to the own beat of your drum or the beat of your own drum. Any type of individuality, any type of rebellion, when it comes from a person of color that also has a huge following or a huge platform, that becomes offensive to the dominant society in America. Like it's real offensive. Like like Zoe, if I invite you to my house and you don't like my wife cooking, and you're like, nah, I'm gonna go get McDonald's, and my wife just cooked. That's how that, because they we always appear to them or feel like a guest here in America. And when we tell them we don't like their customs or we don't like their rules and we're going to do our own thing, that's highly offensive. And they go through great measures to put you back in your place or put you back in line. However, it is not that offensive when a non-black person does it. It actually looks courageous. Like when Skip Bayless was like, I'm not taking that tweet down about DeMar Hamlin. Like that was a man poking his chest out and standing on his own too, and that was something that a lot of people actually adore him for doing. You get what I'm saying? So it is a double standard to me. I'm not saying that this hockey player should get any flack, but what I am saying is I don't think any player should get any flack for doing anything similar to what he did. That was my whole thing.
Yeah, if this is the standard, let it be the standard. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna respect this man, which just didn't respect everybody's.
If I'm a player of a professional sport, I'm here to get this check. Like if I don't want to do the national anthem today, then I shouldn't have to. If I don't want to do the victory parade, if I don't want to go to the White House to meet the president, I shouldn't have to. Like no matter what these things are, trying to get people to, again, it's bully ball, man. That the cancel culture is probably one of the worst things that ever happened to America. And if we're being honest, the cancel culture is mostly a black thing.
I was waiting on you to say it.
It is. Which brings me to this next thing. This next thing, man. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, everyone's saying 2 weeks ago. I think it's been 2 weeks already. Dana White was thinking Vegas or something like that, and video cameras are rolling. He's obviously drunk. His wife's obviously drunk. They get in a heated discussion, and she slaps him, and he gives her a two-piece. She goes to the ground, and it looks like he was giving her a little bit something else while she was on the ground. I just can't tell. So it looked like a two-piece with a couple of foot stomps. I'm not sure how he. Huh?
That girl is man.
You crazy?
She is
that girl
man.
went to the ground.
I watched the video.
She went to the ground. She went to the ground. He gave her some foot stomps too. But at least that's how I seen it. At least that's how I seen it.
First of all,
from what I seen, he put paws on her.
Unpopular opinion. Opinion. Hey man, if you don't want to get hit back, don't hit front. First of all.
Okay. And that goes for females. Or you said female don't want to get hit, don't hit.
Yeah, and nobody hit anybody. I don't care who you are, unless you want to get hit. If I come hit you right now, then it's a possibility of me getting hit.
Okay, so now we got that out of the way, right?
Yeah,
we can push that to the side. Now, the conflict here is another double standard.
Oh yeah. Right. Ray Rice shorty hit him first too, didn't she?
Right, and I'm not even trying to dissolve it. What my thing is, when it comes to the media and how they approached it, when it was Dana White versus when it's any other athlete that has had any domestic disputes, it's way more venom in it from the media, especially the female audience, versus it was with this Dana White situation. I was shocked and surprised, but then again, I wasn't.
There's a few reasons why. There's a few reasons why. Number one, if you ever get a chance, look up what Stephen A. Smith said about it.
I did.
He had them kid gloves on. Dana's my man. I love him. Brother was wrong. Now you was wrong, but I don't think this is indicative of the person that he is. All kinds of stuff.
Right, of course.
Here's the thing. When you have alcohol in you and you have been assaulted, you may do something that's not right. If you do something that's not right, no matter what the circumstances are, the consequences should be similar to people who have done similar things and received consequences prior to
especially in your field of entertainment.
So if I'm a UFC fighter, right now, Dana White can't suspend me for shit.
Oh, yeah, you better not say that. You better not say
if I'm a UFC fighter and I have a wife or a girlfriend at my house, I tell her, look, call the police and tell them I hit you. I just want to see what's gonna happen when it comes to Dana White. I'm really gonna push the envelope.
Dana White could spin it though. If I was Dana White, I would have spent it. I would have spent it tremendously different. I would have said, hey, me and my wife was acting, promoting our slap league. You know they got that little slap. You know they own the little slap league.
They own that? I did not know they own that.
Yeah, that's Dana White, yo.
I did not know that.
What celebrity?
Yeah, they got a slap league, man. That's like the Ultimate Slap Federation. I don't know what they call.
I'm seeing a lot more clips of it too.
Hey, they are smacking the heck.
Bro,
I don't even want to play those type of games.
His left side of his face was hanging down.
Yeah,
like,
I don't even want to. Dude, there's a video where Diggs finds it and he's watching and he's commentating on it. Dude, Diggs is like, what in the heck is this? But I seen a girl smack one of the chicks. She had a mohawk and she tried to get up and did a front flip. But yeah, that's the best you can do, man. I think one of the things it would probably be like though, because I don't know if we have a precedent, because I don't think Roger Goodell smacked his chick, or
at least we ain't seen it.
Vince McMahon might have done slapped his chick.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know whether I've seen it, but I believe it.
I mean, the closest thing we got to it. I mean, because he's like he's an equivalent to like NFL commissioner or commissioner
Yeah.
NBA. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So we ain't had no commissioner misconduct. I think the closest thing is team owners. You know, Robert Kraft doing the hand job and the misconduct around the Washington Commanders facility and Richardson with the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't
So I mean, if you,
I don't even know if there's a precedent for that. Like, if he was a fighter, I think there would be more outrage.
Oh, definitely. He would have came out and said how outraged he was, and then voided a contract because of the bad press that he got. If it was a fighter, especially somebody like
Habib,
or a big name guy, Carl Usman or something like that. You know, one of them big name dudes who the breadwinners of that league. You know what I mean? Because it would have been front page. It would have been, and if it was like Francis Ngannou or somebody, a black dude, then, you definitely I'm looking for a reason to crucify you.
If it was John Jones, it would have been a wrap.
Yeah,
but you know what? Tank just got accused of something similar. It wasn't seen on tape though, and he still had a pay-per-view fight and made millions, within the month. So
you think it's a difference because the field that they in? You think if it was let's say this was Goodell or Adam Silver, and this is caught on tape. They are commissioners of leagues, but they're not commissioners of combat sports like boxing or UFC.
Yeah, I think the world would have probably they wouldn't have said nothing to Adam Silver because he's untouchable. But for a few reasons. But they'd have went at Goodell neck. I know it.
I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. There's no punishment authority.
Like Goodell, yo. He hasn't done anything.
Right, but who has punishment authority over Goodell?
They'd have made him step down. No.
Who would have made him step down? No way.
The owners?
No way.
No.
There's no way.
The owners would have. He would have it would have been like a suspension that don't matter. Like he'd have been the NFL commissioner that was suspended from March to June. Like
he would have been suspended from the Super Bowl.
No, it have started after the Super Bowl. It just went out of. So he wouldn't have been able to go to the draft.
Yeah. There's no punishment authority for someone in either the commissioner's seat or what Dana White is occupying. There's no one to punish them. I mean, he's his own judge and jury, right? So the only thing that could have happened was a lot of backlash, starting with the media. If the media would have ran this every day through 5 different shows on ESPN and Fox News and all that stuff, and they would have kept running it, and then women's rights would have got involved, and people would have been picketing at the fights and all this stuff, the type of stuff that they were saying to Deshaun Watson and all this stuff.
Let's get into it. The ESPN can't do it because they are the home of UFC right now. Fox can't do it because when it's time to negotiate, that's a big contract that they would love to have.
Mm-hmm.
So if they did it, then they're giving it back to ESPN. So your two major sports entities both have to be quiet about it.
Mm-hmm.
For the bag.
And then the person that got the biggest mouth at ESPN happens to be his friend that he on national air TV saying I love him. And it's odd when it's time for anybody to get smoke from the media when it's someone like Aaron Rodgers, Dana White, Jerry Jones. He's always coming out there and giving you 3 minutes of how much he loves the person and how much this person is his friend and how much it's going to hurt him to say what he's got to say. And then he goes in and punch with kid gloves, like Jay said. I'm like, man, dog, how many times we got to see this? I mean, he did it with Aaron Rodgers with the vaccination. He went at Kyrie really hard about the vaccination. Went at Aaron Rodgers real soft. Jerry Jones got no static from Stephen A. Dealing with that pitch. Hey, look, it was a long time ago, and X, Y, and Z, and then this Dana White thing. I mean, come on, man. Like, it's too obvious how
That's what I was about to say. He made it so obvious. Like, if anybody had any doubt prior to these past couple of, I would say, the last year on where Stephen A. stands as a human being, as a person, as a black man, he cleared it up for you. You know, I mean, anybody of color, especially, I don't know what Kyrie must have knocked one of his joints down back in the day. Like, he just had it out for Kyrie. Like,
yeah, he don't like that dude at all.
Just didn't like him at all, and I don't know what it had to do with other than the fact. But anytime anybody else has anything going on, then he is just going to, man. See, I hate to do this because this brother's a good brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
That little slow.
You almost want to see somebody of color get a scandal like that he be sucking off to see what he do.
What are you gonna do?
Like Marcus Spears. You almost want to see him do something silly, but you know, not wishing nothing bad on nobody. But
because I like Marcus Spears.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, for me, I already know what he gonna do. He go do whatever's in the best interest of his network and his bosses. Right? If he need to give him a kill shot, he'll give him a kill shot. He already told you about his paper and making his boss paper.
Would you read his book?
Heck no, I wouldn't read his book. and look, if his book don't sell good in this first week, I guarantee you
he's gonna do something.
He's gonna have to ramp up on the antics, and he's got to find a player that can be his target. Hopefully, it's not Kyrie, but it's gonna be somebody. He's gonna ramp his antics up just to promote his book a little bit better. Watch my word. Watch my word.
He on a book tour.
He trying to sell that thing, boy. Nobody want to buy it.
I saw him on Gillian Wallow podcast. I'm like, man, what is this dude doing on here?
Golly, man. Like, would you read this book? Seriously, like, what is it in this book that you think you want to read?
Nothing. I didn't even click the interview. Once I saw him on there, like, I can't.
I wonder, do we touch on his hairline? Like,
no, that wouldn't be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be a short chapter.
Because he act like he don't know is all the way back there.
Oh, he know. He know. But he must also know how he must also know how he looked with a bald head.
I guess like he's using the lesser of two evils. I guess. I mean, he just, you know what? I keep this up there. Everybody can't pull it off. I guess.
Well, I ain't never went and sat in no barber chair and paid just to get the back of my head lined up and then walk out. You put me in a chair and you don't even turn it around to face me. You just go straight to the back, line it up, that, and spray my head and then take my money. Nah, man.
He never come in the front. He never come up here. You see him every day.
Ain't no point. Ain't nothing going on over there, baby. All right, man. It was one other thing I wanted to play for y'all, and that was DeJounte Murray's clip. He was on the All the Smoke podcast with Steven Jackson and all that stuff. You know, Steven Jackson was a San Antonio Spur, and you know he kind of complained a little bit about Pop and him leaving San Antonio was kind of weird. And now we got other evidence of it might have ended the same way for Kawhi, and then now we got more evidence from Murray saying it kind of ended the same way for him. I'm gonna play what he said. I want to see what y'all think, man, about how they running their ship over there.
They bring in a point guard from Argentina that's close with Manu, playing in front of me. And I'm behind Tony, Patty, But they playing these mind games. They trying to see if they could break me, not knowing you can't break me.
They want you to break yourself.
They want you to break yourself. You know what I'm saying? Man, bro, this is too much, bro. I'm like, what did they put me through, bro? I don't understand. I start hearing your name. Steve Jack went through a lot of BS. Obviously, we know you. I know you cold, so you ain't got to tell me you cold. Come on, bro. People don't realize, bro. I went through so much there. Like, I was there 6 years. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
it don't seem like he was there that long either.
It doesn't. I feel like, really like, and they know I feel this way. I feel like they really like, they drafted me, but they feel like the stuff that was going around the air of me coming from the hood and da-da-da-da, that I was gonna make it in Entourage 30 people.
Yeah.
Smoking, drinking, in articles about fighting, just ruining their reputation and what they stand for as a Spurs. You know, I think that's what they thought, but they never said that. You know what I mean? Just from the stuff I had to go through, like, and when they seen, like, he need a chance and this motherfucker be in the gym, like, they start having to kick me out the gym. Like, when they said you got access 24 hours every day, knowing I wasn't playing, so I'm like, lace him up, like, we to the gym, you know what I mean? That was just every day. And obviously, I started growing. First year go by, you know, thrown in the fire in the playoffs versus the Rockets. Then my second year, they see I come back, obviously getting stronger, getting better. And then that was the year I took the job from Tony. Pop about us in the office. You know what I mean? He told Tony ain't like it. I know he ain't like it.
No, he ain't like it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I love real. Like, keep it a buck with me.
Yeah.
Like, keep it 100, bro. I'ma love you for that. You know what I mean? And I know he didn't like it. You feel me? Because if he liked it, he would have mentored me the way he should have.
Right.
He wouldn't have went to Charlotte. He would have stayed right there.
All right, so you go first, man. It's a whole lot in there, man. Something he said about Tony Parker at the end, but, you know, toward the beginning, he was talking about how San Antonio just treated him, man. My question before you get on the Tony Parker part, my question is the San Antonio way phased out? Is Popovich phased out? That he need to change his approach?
I think that it has. I think the players have changed. I think basketball has changed. I do think for what it was, especially in my opinion, none of that works if you don't have a great like Tim Duncan down there. You know,
right?
Like, I mean, he's one of the all-time best players in the league, and when you have a guy like that and he's buying in, you know, everybody's gonna come in and follow suit. And when Timmy's gone, I think that you kind of that's not a carbon copy cut and paste system or way of being the Spurs way. Everybody's not going to be cool with that. Everybody's not going to be cool with this militant style that you running down there. And I think that because of that, you know, since the Tim Duncan era, that's probably why the Spurs ain't been, you know, no deep playoff runs. And it's not to say that Pop is not a great coach. I think Pop is one of the best coaches, but
yeah,
you can't do that to everybody and expect the same results. That's why, I mean, you had a Finals MVP in Kawhi who didn't stay down there. You know, Steven Jackson, I think he says he has some stuff, but he pretty much has some stuff everywhere he went. But and then you got DeJounte Murray, who looks probably last year, I didn't even realize he was there for 6 years.
Yeah, that seemed like a while. Yeah,
seemed like a long time, but you know, he's probably the best he was last year. You know, like, okay, this kid he turning into something, and then he's gone to Atlanta. It's like, what is really, and on the way out, he thanked the Spurs organization, but he was like, it's going to be a long time before they start winning down there. I think he tweeted that like a couple of days after the trade was final. It's going to be a long time before they win it down there if they keep running things the way they running things down there. So, I mean, that's a testament. If the players are saying that, it got to have some validity to it. And you got to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, is it my time? Do I need to change my style? I mean, because coaches can get outdated. You know, as good as you can be, the coaches can get outdated. But, you know, the Spurs way kind of sound like Jay's team, college team way back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? For them Duke Blue Devils. It kind of
which is interesting because the Spurs and Duke both they both his teams.
Yeah. They both his team.
Pretty interesting.
Tim Duncan fanatic. So, it's good basketball when it's good basketball. I think Coach K, we've seen Coach K kind of adapt, kind of change with the times. No, I know we did, because that's why he was able to get the guys that he was able to get, like I think it was the Austin Rivers, the Kyries, the Jason Tatums, the Brandon Ingrams, the list goes on. But before, he wasn't a one and done guy. He was, he was getting the Wojos and the guys of that nature.
Yeah.
Start to change with the times, and I don't know if Pop has done that yet. So, I respect him for saying, voicing his experience down there. You know what I'm saying? Saying what he felt down there, and it sounds kind of similar. Like a lot of people are saying, and I take what Jack say with a grain of salt, but he was down there too. At the same time. So if a lot of people are saying it, then there got to be something down there that's going on.
See, people don't remember Stephen Jackson was on that championship squad, and he helped them a lot.
I remember
when they ran. Dude was cold, man. He was knocking down shots, man.
Down there?
Yeah. They had who?
Didn't he have two? Didn't he leave and then come back? He did. Jack left and came back. I know the first run, the run that he was helping him. He came off the bench and he was hooping. He was hooping.
He was. Sure was, man. But this is the thing. We didn't see much of him during the regular season, and that's what DeJounte Murray was kind of alluding to. He was like, Pop, or I don't know if it's Pop or the GM, but they'll draft you and they'll sit on you for a while. At one point, San Antonio had about 5 point guards that can start. They had DeJounte Murray, they had Tony Parker, they had Patty Mills, they had Forbes, they had White, who is down in Boston right now. Yep.
They did have Forbes too.
Yeah. And then they drafted Lonnie Walker. So they've been housing point guards there and just sitting on them. I mean, White leaves and goes to Boston, and nobody's seen much of him in San Antonio. He goes to Boston, and he's helping them all the way to the finals, right? Lonnie Walker, I don't know what's going on with him with the Lakers now, but he can play. DeMar DeRozan went from Toronto to San Antonio and disappeared, and then left San Antonio and immediately became an all-star again. He's like, LaMarcus Aldridge disappeared there. Kawhi was held in a phone booth while he was there. He came and went to Toronto, and all of a sudden, hey man, I'm carrying this team to the championship. So I don't have a problem with Popovich coaching style, but the way he'll grab a good player and sit on him and say you can't play, I'm not playing you. That's the part I don't like.
I think it's 2 reasons that happens. One is longevity of the team. If we can draft you and sit on you through your whole rookie contract, we can re-sign you for little to nothing. I already got somebody in that position. You know what I'm saying? So when they transition and become too expensive or their skills diminish, I already got a guy that know the system. He's been here for 4 years, but that we kept on the cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Add George Hill to that point guard list.
George Hill was there too. I forgot about that.
They can draft some point guards, boy.
Yeah, they pick up. I mean, dudes who got careers. You know what I'm saying, in the league, like stuck.
The problem, so to speak on the San Antonio way, the Spurs way, I think it's some issues there, but I think by and large it's more of a league thing. And here's what I'm saying. We've all experienced playing for a team or being in the gym or whatever, and just like, this kid can really play. Why is this coach not playing? I think it goes all the way to the league. I think that there are better players on the bench that rarely see the floor than some of these guys that are 36 minutes a game guys. Either they don't fit the system, or the coach don't really like them, or what have you. So, you know.
Yeah. I feel you on that, man. But Murray killing it now out there in Atlanta, and they just beat the Mavs last night. And bruh, so it's interesting. So I'm listening to Van Gundy, and I can't remember who the other analyst was.
Mark Jones. I watched the game.
Yeah,
I watched
okay.
last night. It was Mark Jones.
So it got to a point where Mark Jones had asked Van Gundy about what people have been saying about Luka being ball dominant, Luka playing like James Harden, being a 2018, 2019 Rockets, can it win a championship and all that stuff, right? And a lot of people are saying all this stuff, right? A lot of people are saying it.
We've been saying it.
Yeah, we've been saying it, right? So it's catching fire. However, what the job of people like Van Gundy is to continue to pique interest for the league. You can't go against the grain of what they're pushing, and Luka is someone they're pushing. So Van Gundy, as much knowledge he has in that little brain of his about basketball, he sold out. Do you know what he said, bro?
What did he say?
He bought into it and leaned in and said they don't have a choice but to play this style of basketball. There's no one else on the team that can create. That's the new narrative, right? And I want to play for you. I was listening to a podcast. I think it's called Howdy Partners, right? Two guys that are Dallas Mavericks insiders. They talk about nothing but Dallas Mavericks on ESPN's YouTube channel on their podcast, right? I'm gonna play for you. This is how people are talking about Dallas and Luka and the Mavs, and you can hear all Luka fans repeating the same thing. This is what they think. I'm gonna play this. This is what they think. Listen to this, man. I'm telling you, when you hear it, you're gonna be shocked. Wait, hold on, let me make sure I get the right one. There we go.
This is a team that Luka has to play really well for them to win, and when he doesn't, they don't. And so we can continue to try to find somebody to help alleviate some of his usage, but is that really what you want? I don't want Luka handling the ball 60% of the time or 70% of the time. I want the ball in his hands a lot of the time. I want somebody that's an outlet when he's getting trapped, like frankly Brunson was, or being able to bail you out of late shot clock situations like he was able to do. And I think that what you're seeing is these close games. I think all but 2 of their games have been clutch games. Literally 4 games have been on Luka's hand at the very last shot, and he's lost them all. They're 0-4 in those games, and this team is 9-7 overall. I mean, they're so close to being at the top of the West. If they'd won that game Sunday night, they'd be number 2 in the West. That shows you how everybody is kind of in this middle, and we'll talk about more of the West later. But I think what they need to do is just embrace who they are and go full 18-19 Rockets. Because if you
So this is how they're talking about it. They're saying, so he said 3 main things. Number 1, just embrace who you are and just go full James Harden and 2019 Rockets, right? Number 2, they're saying, who else can you bring in that's like Brunson? But now, mind you, when Brunson was there, they didn't really appreciate him. They didn't even appreciate him, right? They the stuff that they're saying about Dinwiddie and Woods now, they were saying about Brunson last year.
100%.
Right? And the funny thing is, Brunson was only getting about 12 shots a game last year and 16 points. And guess what? Dinwiddie's getting the same exact thing, about 12 shots a game and 16 points.
While
right?
Brunson
and
is
whatever
New York averaging 22 and 6.
20 something, right? And whatever whatever Wood is bringing to the table right now is exactly what Porzingis was bringing. So it's virtually the same squad, right? But what we're seeing is with the offense that they're running, only person that's really going to flourish in it is Luka. And he just described it perfectly. He said, we want a sidekick that can bail Luka out when the shot clock gets low. So their idea of the mass offense is Luka comes down with the ball. Luka uses about 18 seconds of the shot clock to try to score or get a assist. And if they double him and get the ball out of his hand, they want to be able to get it to his sidekick with only 4 seconds left, and he should be so good that he can make something happen with those 4 seconds. So you telling me the best player on the league?
That's what they want. They want Michael Jordan come join Luka.
Exactly. You want your best player to have 18 seconds of opportunity to score and green light and all the freedom in the world and screens and spacing. You want to give him all of that for 18 seconds, and if he can't get it, then we got to give it to our sidekick or whoever gets the ball when Luka gets doubled has to make something happen with the shot clock falling. He just now said this, so tell me if that's not what he just said.
That's exactly what he said, and that's exactly what I witnessed watching that game last night. We did exactly what I thought we should do, the Hawks, and we blitzed them off the screen. Blitzed Luka off the screen, made him give up the ball, and because those dudes are not used to having the ball, and most of the time it was with 18 seconds, because even with the double, he'd try to put his, post from beyond the 3-point line, try to still make something happen. When he can't, he toss it out. There's 3 seconds left on the clock. Quick shot, low percentage shot. He was balling at first because Luka can make shots. If you shoot 30 shots a game, you're gonna make some of them if you're a good basketball player. And Luka is a good basketball player. But the style of play that they play, I'm telling you, they're gonna be a playing team because this is not gonna work, and they're gonna keep saying the same thing. Luka don't have help. I don't see how they can even say that because the help was there. Even if this roster, the help was there. Jalen Brunson is a capable ball player, bro. He is exactly the type of player that you need to run the offense when Luka ball ain't working. He can run an offense. That's what he's doing down up in New York. He's running the offense. He is the calm. And Julius Randle's still getting his numbers.
And he couldn't even play point guard in Dallas.
He couldn't touch the ball. He couldn't
play point guard.
Spot up shooter. He's standing in the corner waiting for Luka to pass him the ball for 18 seconds of a 24 shot clock. And that's not going to win. And you can blame everybody, but until you stop playing that way, it doesn't matter who you get in there. You can get Trae Young in there, a dude who can spot up and shoot. You can get anybody in there. A team full of shooters is not going to work because at the end of the day, you have to be able to have, like you said, Mel, if you are the leading scorer, the leading playmaker, and the leading assist guy, and you leading the team in rebounds, nobody else is doing anything. And it's a 5-man sport. It's not going to work.
Yeah, he out there playing horse and taking any shot he want to. He's pretty much saying my 4 teammates are here to help facilitate me come out and just showcase all my talents.
That's
only thing you can do is stand and watch. Let me do everything. And if they force the ball out of my hand, you have to be able to make that shot with 3 seconds on the shot clock when I give it to you. And they just described that, and there's no roster upgrade you can make for that because you're looking for a player. There's 3 things. All right, first you're looking for your sidekick. They saying Luka don't have a sidekick. They saying Bronson was it. Now that he's gone, and they saying he don't have a replacement. So what number 2? That is first and foremost, this number 2 has to be really good at defense because everybody on the team has to be great defenders to make up for Luka's lack of defense. So he's got to be a great defender. So your number 2 got to be able to defend. Your number 2 has to be able to shoot, catch and shoot threes. Your number 2 has to be able to create something when Luka gets him the ball.
You got to be able to get to it.
Yep. So whenever they double Luka and they say, okay, here, now's your turn, Brunson, he has to be able to make something happen, right? And he also has to have the mentality that he's okay with sitting and watching Luka do all that while he just sit at the 3-point line. How many good number 2s that are good defenders, great shooters, great penetrators, and have a beta mindset. Tell me the number 2 that's available. Who did you trade for? What's the upgrade?
Nobody that they can do that. Nobody they can bring in to do what he needs them to do, and it's a part of. That's a great question. Luka does need help, but does he want it? Does he want it? Does he want it?
The guy that we just played just said we don't want that. We don't want the ball out of Luka's hand. Did he not just say that? I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna play it again just up to that point.
This is a team that Luka has to play really well for them to win, and when he doesn't, they don't. And so we can continue to try to find somebody to help alleviate some of his usage, but is that really what you want? I don't want Luka handling the ball 60% of the time or 70% of the time. I want the ball in his hands a lot of the time. I want somebody that's an outlet when he's getting trapped.
Dude, he just said, I don't want Luka to have the ball 60 or 70%. I want him to have it
a lot
all the time, and I want his sidekick to be somebody whenever he gets trapped, I can throw it to him and he can make something happen. You have to, your number 2 has to be the best number 2 ever, which is the only way LeBron was able to make it happen is because one, LeBron is amazing, way better than Luka. Number 2, LeBron actually plays defense, or he did play defense. Number 3, he had Wade for number 2, and Bosh for number 3, and then he had Kyrie for number 2, and Love for number 3, and then he had AD for number 2. Right, so your number 2s have to be so good that whenever I do get you the ball, you got to be able to hit. You got to be able to daggone score relentlessly without even being in rhythm. You get what I'm saying? That's the number 2 Luka needs, and there's nobody out there. Like what upgrade can he get to this roster to make them play? If they're still going to play the same style where they're saying we don't want Luka not to have the ball all the time, how can you run an offense if he has the ball all the time and he's the guy who's scoring all the time? It don't make sense. Oh, you on mute, Jay? It don't make sense, man.
A healthy Chris Middleton would probably be the kind of guy that they would want.
Yeah.
What's the difference? What's the difference between Chris Middleton and Dinwiddie?
Hellline.
No, seriously, basketball wise, what is going to be the difference if because what makes Chris Middleton and Giannis so special together is that and a lot of people criticize Giannis for this a lot, is that in the fourth quarter you don't want Giannis. Yeah, you get a ball to Middleton, you let him take over in the fourth because he got that type of game. Is Luka going to step aside and play the post and set screens and get his points off fast breaks like Giannis do while Middleton handle the closer? Be the closer? No, Luka want to do that too. He's the closer as well.
I think once he realized, like once it locks into his head that you'll never win a championship this way, he wouldn't mind switching over.
Yeah, but it's gonna be too late then because with you running this style so fast, like he's 23 and he's already taking rest games. Michael Jordan didn't take a rest game, and he never took a rest game.
But
you get what I'm saying? So
Jordan can't be the
he has to be the standard. That's what the standard is supposed to be. The standard is supposed to be the most tested and
I get what you're saying, Mel, but I get what Jay's saying too. You can't compare Luka to that standard because he's never going to be that. I mean,
and it's not that NBA anymore.
But hold on, but 23 years old though, you taking rest games?
Oh, I agree. Like I think
but again, by the time, so think about how many games Luka has played, right?
Okay.
I mean, dude was like pro at 8.
Yeah, he's been playing pro ball for a long time.
I ain't giving this dude no excuse, man. The dude, speaking from a place of fact, James Harden has wore himself out, but James Harden didn't even take rest games. James Harden was still out there, but this is the thing. James Harden's body is done.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, and now he realized I can't be the number one doing this no more. It was good for the six-year run I was in Houston, or how long he was in Houston. He got a lot of points. He got an MVP out of it. He got to the conference finals. He played in a lot of big games, man. And, he gonna make the Hall of Fame for it. Now, Luka has to look at James Harden's career and say, do I want to end up like that, or do I want to change something now? And the only reason why I'm saying this is because he's too good to be playing the way he's playing and playing for stats. He's in the conversation with two guys that no one wants to be in the conversation with, and that's Harden and Westbrook. As far as numbers, that's exactly what he's doing. Playing average basketball as far as team-wise and team wins, right? Playing 500 basketball and putting up numbers that look like MVP numbers. That's Westbrook and Harden.
And you think they're gonna give it to him this year?
I mean, he'll get a lot of votes. There's some people that's gonna vote for him, but come on, man. He's gonna continue to take rest games. He's gonna continue to take L's like he took. He's on a 3-game losing streak. Just got his cheeks clapped by the Blazers, running the same format you said the Hawks was running, where they was blitzing him at half court and getting the ball out of his hand. They haven't figured that out yet, right? They tried to get the ball out of his hand by letting somebody else run point. But now you run into the risk where Luka don't have an off the ball game, period. He's not gonna run off no screen like Rick Hamilton and catch and shoot. Yeah, he's not gonna do no Reggie Miller or no Steph Curry type running off screens, right? So all you got is, okay, now you throw it to him in the post. But they still go double him.
Yep, and they're gonna get the ball out of his hands, and he's not gonna put up the numbers, and he's gonna complain. So they're gonna go back to Luka ball, and then it's gonna be him having 38 and 9 in a losing effort.
Right. Can't win the MVP though. And it's gonna be Jokic again by default. Embiid might sneak in there, but KD won't get it for his injury and missing the time. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. But Jay, I mean, you seem to disagree. But as far as an upgrade, other than Middleton, who else?
It don't matter who you put in there. They're not going to use them. It had to be literally. It had to be somebody good enough to make Luka a number 2.
That never happened though.
Yeah,
that never happened.
They would have to draft. It had to come somebody out the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Pull it out the draft.
Or you'd have to get a guard who handle was so nasty that you don't want to run the ball through Luka.
Yeah, they had that. They had Kimbo 2 weeks ago.
Now Kimbo not nasty no more.
Oh yeah, it was his first game there. 34
Did he
points.
have 30? Yeah.
Killed
anybody? Well, not anybody. One game at a time, Kimber could be okay. String up
yeah, you're right.
Okay,
He was out the next game for knees and stuff like that, man. So he probably can't do it back to back no more and all that stuff, man. But the point is, it don't matter how good you are as a point guard, you never take the point from Luka.
One of the things that people got to understand is this is really the drawback of positionless basketball, and European style of play. It just is.
I don't know, man.
It's a bad. It's not a bad product. Let me not say that. It's not a great product. It's not.
Yeah, it is not, man.
I mean, so think about the European style of play versus real U.S. basketball, dream team style. They was blowing them boys out by 150.
Yeah, they were killing. They was killing. But I think it's something different than that, man. To be honest with you, the Mavs are not serious about winning until I see them take the point from Luka. When they take the point away from Luka, that's when I know, they want to win. But until then, right now they're trying to figure out a way to win while also letting Luka flourish as much as possible.
That's I think that's what a drawback is. Individual success versus team success. I think Trae Young is having a crash course in that right now. Last night he wasn't a leading scorer. I think He wasn't lead because they wouldn't let him.
Murray was killing.
So
Murray was killing too.
Trey had 12 assists, 18 points, and on good efficiency, and Murray dropped the 30 ball.
Yeah, and if you're the point guard, that's what you want. You want about 15 to 18 points. Like Chris Paul is showing people exactly how you want to do the point. Like it's two ways to do the point guard. If you're going to be the point guard and you're going to be the main scorer, then that means someone has to be
passing you the ball, right?
Right. So the Draymond and Steph dynamic is perfect, right? So you're either going to be doing that, which is kind of what Dame is doing, right? With Simon, right? So Dame and Steph kind of got their own thing. Same as Kyrie. Kyrie is the point guard. However, Ben Simmons handles the ball, right? So if you're the point guard and you want to be a scoring threat, you can't be the primary ball handler that's setting everybody up. So you're either going to follow that model, Steph, Dame, Kyrie, or you're going to follow the model of CP3, where I can score so good that I'm going to set up my main scorer, who is Devin Booker. He's off the ball. I have the ball. I'm going to set him up so good so he can get 30. But I'm so good at what I do, when it's time for me to score, I can go get the bucket just like that. Mid-range, pop, pop, pop. So that's what Trey's going to have to learn. He's going to have to study CP3 and not be so much like Curry. He's going to have to be a CP3 if Murray is going to be the main scorer, right? So Luka has to choose that as well. Do I want to be
one or the other?
Yeah, do I want to be CP3 getting 15 points, 12 assists a game? Or do I want to be Steph getting 30 and 5 assists? Can't do both.
Can't do both. And until he decides that, whichever comes first, this is what's going to I predict. I don't predict because Luka ball is what the NBA is pushing to. You know what I'm saying? They want to see him have them 60 point, 20 rebound game in overtime where he took 40 shots and had 12 or 16 free throws. They want to see that. And I'm not taking nothing away from what Luka is able to do, because I think he's a really, really good basketball player. But they barely won that game. They barely won that game.
You talking about that Knicks game? It was the Knicks game. They barely they lost that game twice before they actually won.
Won it. That's what I'm saying. Like that, they should. If we talking for real, that's a game they should not have won. No. They shouldn't have won that game. They got very, very fortunate and lucky, and sometimes the ball bounced that way. But until he is able to change, which I don't see that happening, because as long as they pushing him, and as long as you got people like that dude saying Luka needs help, that's discrediting every NBA player on that roster right now who would go somewhere else and probably flourish as the number 3 or number 2 option. Yeah. In a minute, he gonna blame the team, and he gonna be like, "Okay, I want to trade up out of here."
Yeah. Well, so somebody reported from ESPN that he did put some pressure on the Mavs to make a trade at the deadline. However, your boy Mark Cuban came and said that was fake news. I don't know what to believe, right? So. So pretty much Mark Cuban was like, Luka has never come to me and asked for a trade. He's never discussed anything about the roster, X, Y, and Z. Man, you can find this is a Bleacher Report article and all that stuff, man. So, but just a couple of days ago, it was reported that Luka was saying, I really need y'all to make a move. So I don't know what to believe. However, it do make sense that he would be asking for a trade. He looks frustrated, he
does. Even after games, he's disgruntled. And I get it, because you got these gigantic numbers. You gonna never ever be the guy that they blame because your numbers look like they do. But it kind of reminds me, like I said, of Westbrook. Like, as good as Westbrook numbers looked in OKC, it never, especially when KD left, like, he was the dude. Like, he was that guy. He was Luka when KD left. He was Luka when KD left OKC, and his numbers was ridiculous. He was putting up triple doubles left, right, and it was like, man, can anybody stop Westbrook? And they were just not a good. They were never a serious contender for a title. And I don't. They were, and neither of the Mavs gonna ever be. It didn't matter who you put around Westbrook. It didn't matter what was going on. He was gonna get his triple doubles, and it was gonna be a average team, not serious for contending for a title. And until it was time for him to go, and because they realized that, hey, eventually it ain't gonna be everybody else. So far, we've seen KP come down there, Porzingis get down there, finally healthy. He's gone. We seen Jalen Brunson left. Both of them dudes went where they was going, and they playing their game. They are playing good basketball. So, I mean, when is the time up? When is going to say, okay, we done shipped everybody out. Finney Smith going to leave. They brought Bullock in. He's a shooter. They going to bring in a whole bunch of more shooters until they say, okay, Luka, are you the problem?
Yeah,
you know?
They gonna try to get better shooters like they exist. Like, I mean, besides you getting Steph, Clay, and Bradley Beal or somebody like that. Even Bradley Beal's gonna need the rock. I mean, if you turn him into a catch and shoot shooter,
he's not even an all-star as a catch and shoot shooter, which should tell you something because he is an all-star type player. And everybody got to, like I think you said it. Everybody got to dumb their game down to be in that Luka ball system. You can't be who you are as your best self in that system. Kind of like Bron. Like if you're not a catch and shoot guy, or a guy that's waiting in the corner like this right here for you know what I'm saying, or slashing. Even if you slash, you might be taking up the room because Bron going to the cup. Luka can draw fouls because he's a big dude. He's 6'8" and he's heavy. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to get some foul contact, but I mean, he's going to take the fadeaway three. He's going to bully ball. He's going to get a whole bunch of free throws. And he got to be the primary facilitator because if he getting double, he making a pass so you can dunk it or lay it up. If you play good defense, then that's over with, and then you either turning the ball over or you getting a bad shot, and that's why they're not winning games.
Yeah, it's always a red flag when you ask somebody how good a player is, and the first thing they say is his teammates are so bad, then that makes him so good. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell me exactly what it is he's good at without saying his teammates are trash. Like you have to downgrade his teammates. To show me how good he is. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Like, to say how good he is, he might not be as good as you think he is.
Yeah. He's the average. Correct. He's the average looking female with the ugly friends.
She just happened to be the best looking one out of the
group. Yeah. She's fine because everybody else is ugly. You know, that's what they saying. Look at Luka's triple double. And everybody else is trash, so this shows how good he is, man. Yeah, that's a red flag. But you made a good point, man. They're gonna keep getting rid of coaches and get rid of players until they realize, man. And it's kind of what happened in Houston too. James Harden went through a lot of people. Yeah, he had Dwight Howard first, and Kevin McHale, and then Kevin McHale was gone. Dwight Howard was gone. They brought in D'Antoni, and then he went through Capella. Capella was gone. Went through CP3. Went through Carmelo. Went through Westbrook. Like they tried everybody what they do, man. You know what I mean? So that's a red flag always. Now LeBron talking about getting a whole new trade, and Luka talking about getting a whole new trade. Like all that stuff is trash, man. But it's a dead horse, man.
It's a dead horse. I don't know. I think the Mavs fans are going to cultivate this system until they just realize, it's never going to yield them nothing, and he'll never be Dirk. I'm sorry, and I hate to say it like that because I hate the comparison of the two because I think they good players, and Dirk is a great in his own right.
Yeah.
He Dirk won. And he got there a couple of times, but he won. He got hardware, and I think that's what you should be your ultimate goal. But Dirk knew what he was going to do. Dirk is putting up points, and I got Tyson Chandler if I want block shots. I got Jason Terry down there to hit the spot up jumps. I had people do things. I had Sean Marion play defense, be 3-and-D guy. I had guys that did certain things, and I did what I did best, which was score the basketball.
Yep.
If you don't have that on your team, it's going to be difficult to win a championship because everybody talented in the NBA. Everybody good. Like all these dudes are good. Like
except except the guys that's playing with it. For some reason, everybody's good. Everybody's supporting cast is good except the Mavs. The Mavs are the only one who got bad players on their roster. I don't know how all the bad players ended up on the Mavs squad, but everybody else team is trash. Even the Kings, who's third in the West, led by Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. You telling me Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox is a better duo than Luka and Wood?
Come on, man. If Luka's as good as he say he is, if they say he is, then guess what? It's impossible for Sabonis and Fox to be better because Luka surpasses them both, supposedly. But I mean, I'm telling you, until they realize. Last night I saw it all on the internet. Man, if Luka had an all-star teammate like Trey, I'm like, oh my God, bro.
The Kings don't have De'Aaron Fox don't have an all-star teammate like that.
No, none of them are gonna make the all-star team this year. Fox will, nobody else will. But they're third in the West because they playing basketball the right way with different sets, different moves. De'Aaron is running off screens. They got Kevin Huerter who down there shooting the lights out. They got Harrison Barnes who having a good season. Like everybody is doing something. And because everybody's allowed to do something. You can't do that playing with Luka. You can't.
Well, it's not that hard to figure out. And I'm so disappointed in Jeff Van Gundy, man. But you hear how the fans think, man. I'm gonna tell you how the other co-star of that podcast. Let me tell you how he described it.
Okay.
But you talk about those 18-19 Rockets. The closest thing that the Mavericks had to Chris Paul, and certainly I'm not comparing Jalen Brunson to Chris Paul, but man, he was the closest thing they had to him. They lost him for nothing. So they've still, even if you are saying, hey, embrace being the Harden-era Rockets, you still got to get that sidekick. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a smaller guard, but I think they have to have somebody else who is capable of commanding the defense's respect. Like you said, when the ball's forced out of Luka's hands, capable of really taking advantage of those situations, or in some cases, 3 seconds to go on the shot clock, making the best of those situations. And, I think it's wrong to say, hey, you can't win that way. The Rockets are proof. The Rockets are proof that you couldn't beat a dynasty that way, or you didn't beat a dynasty that way. A hamstring away, we can that's almost ancient history at this point, but they got close.
They really want to embrace playing like that.
I don't understand.
They saying, well, it's not that the Rockets couldn't win playing like that. It's just they couldn't beat the Warriors. No, they could. They couldn't. They was not going to win against any team that played good basketball. Like
simple as that.
The basketball guys just don't allow it to happen. Something would have happened. That's the reason why y'all pulled y'all hamstring, because y'all was playing. Like, come on, man. Like, it's just not gonna happen. You can't win it. You have to play the right way, man.
You have to play the right way. And I don't even believe that he said out his mouth, we need somebody.
Take advantage of a 3 second.
What do you want? That is so unfair and that is selfish. And I can't even believe he opened his mouth and said that about basketball, bro. In the 24-second shot clock era, you want somebody that, hey, man, Luka need a sidekick. It don't have to be a smaller guard, but I think we need a smaller guard. So when defense break down and they get the ball out of Luka's hands with those 3 seconds.
No. Force the ball out of Luka's hands, because Luka he don't want to give it up unless he has to.
Force the ball out of Luka's hands. So in 3 seconds, you got to make the best basketball play. 3 seconds.
Why would I be requiring my second best player to do that? Why don't I give the second best player the ball and require my best player to have to do something with 3 seconds?
Exactly.
Because why am I giving my best player 18 seconds and my second best player or the other 4 guys the 3 seconds? Like
exactly.
Yeah, the triangle offense operated, and then MJ ended it if it came to that, right? Now we want the others to get an easy basket, but if we can't get an easy basket, I'm MJ. All you gotta do is all I need is 2 or 3 seconds in one dribble and pull up.
But instead, you giving it to the 4th-year 3-and-D guy who just got a base level contract, and you want him to make something out of nothing, and that is what you base it how good he is off of. No, this man suck. This man is trash. It's 3 seconds left. He can't do nothing with it. And so now that's crazy.
Can't make this up, man.
They have never played basketball before. You could not have played basketball and think like that. Like, how can you think like that?
They really wanted to work, man. I just don't understand. They really wanted to work. But it is what it is, man. I'm off that soapbox, man. We got about 5-10 minutes to run through our brackets. We gotta get these predictions out, man, so we can brag when the games come up, man. You want to put it on the screen? I'll put it on the screen.
Put it on the screen. What's your record so far? Well, you've been picking them lately though.
5-1.
5-1.
Yeah, I messed up on the. I picked the Tampa Bay over the Cowboys. And of course, Tampa Bay got their cheeks clapped. So,
goodness gracious, what's wrong? Is Tom done?
It don't sound like it. It sound like he go try to get a contract with another team, man.
It don't sound like the end. It sound like I see y'all later, but I'm going somewhere else.
yeah. And the funny thing is, man, it was a I can't remember who made this, but you know, all the quarterbacks that possibly might be available. Like Lamar Jackson, Derek Carr, Tom Brady, and all that stuff. These clowns had the nerve to have Tom Brady as the number 1 available quarterback, and I'm like, are y'all crazy? Come on, I got Lamar and Carr over Tom at this point. Like,
listen, we stop giving him lifetime achievement awards. We've seen the best Tom Brady already. That is not him now. I'm just saying that's just what it is. We've seen the best. It's not him now. Accept that. He ain't accepted it yet, but y'all gotta accept it. Don't stop putting him at the top of the. Nah, that's not it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and. Man, who you want to start? You want to start with the Chiefs, Jags?
Yeah, let's start Chiefs, Jags.
The Jags got any chance?
I don't know. Listen, they playing with house money anyway after that comeback that they had against the Chargers. I mean, they may make it interesting. I just don't see them winning the game. They got some confidence after that. I mean, they were down 27-0 or something like that to the Chargers. Made this crazy comeback. The Chiefs ate the Chargers.
The Chiefs definitely ain't the Chargers, yeah. And look, inexperience got the best of the Chargers. A first-time quarterback been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The head coach is a young. Well, I don't know how old he is, but as far as coaching,
young and smart head coaching. Yeah, you're right.
Not experienced. I don't know what type of playoff experience he got as a coordinator or whatever, but as a head coach, no experience. You know, so they allowed them to come back from 27-0, but it's the reason why they was down 27-0, man. And Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes and Kelsey ain't
not gonna let that happen. Yeah, if they get you down, you gonna stay down. Yeah, so I think everybody gonna pick the Chiefs. If anything other than that happened, everybody would be surprised.
Yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs 100%. No Duval counting on this one, man.
Nope.
Then as far as the Buffalo Bills and the Bengals, that's gonna be a heck of a game.
I think that's gonna be a good one because that's the game that they were playing when DeMar Hamlin got hurt, that they didn't get to finish. That game. I don't know.
I was talking to somebody. I can't remember if it was you or Jay, but I was talking to somebody about this game, and they said if DeMar Hamlin show up at that game, there's no way the Bills lose.
You know what? You're right. He's listen. Let me tell you. I just thought the NFL script writers are writing right now. DeMar Hamlin comes out, coin toss, honorary captain. It's
That's
gonna
tough.
be. He gonna be center.
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. They gonna come out there and the story gonna write itself. That might be they like.
Yeah.
The NFL like their storylines.
See, this is one of the games where I can't pick it based off of just football. I have to see what Vegas is saying.
Oh, definitely.
So
I gotta look at the numbers too.
Yeah, I would have to look at who's favored and by how much and what Vegas is saying. But if I'm picking just off the football, It's okay. Let's go to the quarterbacks.
Okay.
I think Josh Allen will make more mistakes than Joe Burrow.
100%. I was gonna say he's gonna turn over the ball because who they played? They played Miami. Miami had chances because Josh Allen made some really, really bad mistakes a lot of the time. I mean, eventually they pulled away, but listen, they had a chance to win that game late. And, I think that Joe Burrow is probably one of the best at being accurate, not throwing that huge interception that can turn the tide of the game. So I'm going to give him the edge.
Yeah, I really like Joe Burrow, man, and I mean, as far as mentally tough quarterbacks, man, he up there with what Tom Brady was. He's one of those, man. So I'm with you. I'm giving the Bengals the edge on this one. But I still ain't looked at what Vegas saying. All right, Cowboys 49ers.
49ers. I think
that easy.
I think the Cowboys did the best that they could have possibly done this past game. I think they've been so inconsistent. And so this was good Cowboys. They Jekyll and Hyde, though. I think they come out here against these Niners. They Jekyll and Hyde. All them 4 touchdowns Dak threw, he going to throw 2 picks. I think Brock Purdy stays within his system. He get the ball to his playmakers, Kittle, Debo, Brandon Ayuk. I think the defense plays well, and I think the 49ers win.
How long can Brock Purdy keep being this good?
I don't know.
Listen, the carriage had to turn into a pumpkin at some point.
I don't know. I'm starting to. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Go ahead. You starting to think he the next Brady? That's what you're saying.
I'm starting to think he might have. If he win this game, let me tell you something. If Brock Purdy wins this game, I think they start feeling offers for Trey Lance.
They're gonna have to. Well, Trey Lance got 1 more year on his contract, right? His rookie contract. So it'll be cheaper to deal Jimmy G.
It will be cheaper to deal Jimmy G.
Yeah,
it will.
It'll be cheaper to deal Jimmy G. However, I think you have more of a issue if you keep the 2 young quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's gonna be interesting how they do that. They just paid Jimmy G, which is cool because he's getting the money, but Brock Purdy is getting the playing time. He's still on the rookie contract. So you're right.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the best bet because you might get more for Lance than you would for Jimmy.
Yeah, you might get some real picks for him because he's still young. He's got time to grow. I mean, he was number 4 overall pick.
Yeah.
And I mean, Brock Purdy just doing everything right now. He's doing everything right now. I don't know when it turns into. He looks like an inexperienced Mr. Irrelevant quarterback because, I mean, he's doing everything right. I don't know what. I think it's the play calling. I think the play calling got a lot to do with it, and I think they're doing things that he's comfortable with. And, of course, he got some ballers around him. You got Christian McCaffrey, you got Debo Samuel, you got playmakers. You get the ball in them playmakers' hands, they can make stuff happen. But, man, you got to have a quarterback that can do it. And he's been doing it.
You know what's interesting, though? Yeah. So he got out of the first round, cool. All right. If he wins this game against the Cowboys, he gets to the NFC Championship, cool. But that's something that Jimmy G has done twice.
That's true.
So rewarding him for getting to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, they might not. Okay, that's a good.
Although his performance seems a little bit better than what Jimmy G's was in the playoffs. The destination is still NFC Championship. You get to the NFC Championship, right? So I don't say it's a lot that he's their guy moving into next season if he wins this Cowboys game. However, if he beats the Eagles and then gets to the Super Bowl, he don't even have to win it. If he gets to the Super Bowl, he's the guy.
He's the guy. If he gets to the Super Bowl, yeah, he's the guy. Either Jimmy G or Trey Lance gonna be holding that clipboard next year.
Yeah.
Because I mean, who do you like though? Who do you like?
Bro, this one tougher than the Bills Bengals. mean, I want to believe in the Cowboys so bad, man.
can't do
I
it.
have no bone in my body right now saying Cowboys, but I want my brain. I want to say Cowboys. I want Cowboys to win, man. I don't look back and hear Dak couldn't do all this stuff. I don't want to hear that, man. So I want the Cowboys to win, but I don't see a path for them winning. I think it's 49ers on this one.
I think so. And I like Dak. I want Dak to succeed, you know, but I cannot. I'm not banking. I can't bank on the Cowboys. Prove me wrong, please. But I cannot bank on the Cowboys. I can't do it. As great as they look, like they are going to look like they have the capability. I ain't gonna say they are. They have the capability of looking like a team that don't even know they're in the playoffs next week.
Yeah.
That's who they've been.
So sad. And then number 1 seed Eagles. I mean, it'll be a fluke choke job if they lose this to the Giants. There's a little bit of upset potential there, but I'm not banking on it, man. I'm picking the Eagles on this, man. I think they're gonna come out firing on all cylinders. I think AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, man, they on a mission.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't see. I don't see the Giants being able to. The Giants got their upset off, in my opinion, against the Vikings. You know, Daniel Jones running like he's never ran before. Saquon finally in the playoffs. I think. I think that was their. They everybody got their little moments in these playoffs to where they look a certain way, and that was theirs. Just like the Jaguars had theirs against the Chargers. That was theirs against the Vikings. They run into a whole different animals right now. You know, the Chiefs got to play. Jaguars got to play the Chiefs. The Giants got to play the Eagles, who were the best team in football for pretty much the entire season. So it's a different ball game, and I got to go Eagles.
All right, man. Who got the best chance of the upset, the Jags or the Giants?
I'ma say the Giants. Because, you know, division rivalry type thing, you know, that's the NFC East. They're playing against each other, a little bit of familiarity. This is very small chance, but they got a chance.
Yeah. Interesting, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
football, man.
I can't wait, man. I'm gonna be locked in, man. You know how I get my stuff on the TV, get something on the computer screen. I'm sitting there watching it. I'm gonna be ready, man. Good Lord, man. We talked about some good stuff tonight, though, man.
Sure did.
A whole bunch of stuff, man. That hockey thing is
that's crazy. That was a great a great topic, and I think if we can make that I want people to hear that part. I want people to definitely pay attention to that, and I want to know what people think. Like you got to be.
You know, it happened last year too, right? In baseball.
I remember it happening in baseball. I do remember that.
Yeah, happened in baseball. I had to go back and look at some of that because that's another thing that I missed. That no one was talking about it last year either. Nobody was talking about it last year. I'm like, and I think it was like the team, the whole pitching staff was like, nah, we're not wearing it. I think they had the jersey with the rainbow on it, and then the hat with the rainbow, and they just came out with a regular hat. Like, nah, we ain't doing it. And which is fair, man. I think that's their right, man. Like if religiously you don't want to promote that, because I don't want to have to do something at work that I got to go home and get on my knees and repent for.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like I serve a God that's telling me this is an abomination to him. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to go out there and promote it, knowing that I am a role model for a lot of kids that they look up to, which is the reason why they want these players to promote it, because they're influential. So I'm not going to use my platform to promote something that I don't even agree with.
Simple as that. Like, how can you fault me for that?
You shouldn't be able to, but somehow they figure out ways. Man, but yeah, man, this was good, man. We right at 150. We're under 2 hours, man. So we did good on time, and then we'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.